staying with BP. My next guest sold his 3.6 million shares of BP right after the spill. Brian Barish oversees $5.5 billion in assets as president of Cambiar Investors. He joins us now on the phone. Brian, good for you to be with us moments before we hear from Hayward. Is there anything that he could say today that could change your mind or change your view on BP?
I don't think he can say too much. He's got to sit there and just sort of take it basically from Congress. And, you know, we still don't really have a full account of exactly why the well failed. The snippets are coming out, but we still don't know all the information yet.
We don't. I mean, do you expect that might come out at this hearing?
No, this is going to be a circus and a lot of grandstanding, and I don't think anything too terribly new will be revealed today.
Have you considered at all, Brian, I know you dumped out of shares of BP, have you considered at all getting back in?
It's tempting. We're value investors, so we're not strangers to companies that have obvious negative issues. But the issue here is you can't quantify it. Is it 20 billion? Is it 50 billion? Is it 80 billion? We don't know that, and that makes it very difficult to invest. I do think it's clear from comments from Obama yesterday that even the president recognizes that BP alive is worth more in compensation terms than BP dead, so that's at least a positive sign.
Right, but when you say the word or when you say the phrase can't quantify, can't you apply that to other oil companies in that area too?
Well, not necessarily. You've got criminal liability potential here. Somebody made some very bad choices on that rig. Other companies haven't caused a giant spill like this. And my own opinion is, while this is an extraordinary event and very, very bad, there are layers of redundancy built into well design, and somehow they managed to take away some of those protections by making some bad decisions. So okay. I don't think it's the same situation. Right.
It might be a unique situation then, Brian. But I woke up this morning, I looked at my FT, and one of the headlines in one of their commentary pages was look, oil might be the new tobacco. Does that make you rethink in any way some of your holdings in other oil companies?
Oil might be the new tobacco. Well, I don't think I would agree with those headlines. Oil is a necessary evil, if so to speak. Tobacco is not. No one has to smoke. That's a voluntary decision, and oil doesn't give you cancer.
Well, yeah, that's true. But, I mean, as we were talking with Ted Harper earlier, he was saying, look, you know, governments are now going after companies. We're talking about financials first, the Wall Street fat cats. Now you've got the oil-rich, the oil companies. I mean, you know, the question is, you know, who's next? Who else are they going to go after, right?
Well, that's obviously something that's difficult to predict. I think the valuations are already very low. You've got multiples of 2 to 3 times cash flow for some of the majors. That's discounting a lot of negativity. And by the way, tobacco stocks, for all the negative noise about them, have been excellent investments over the last 10 years. Yeah. You know, you kind of get what you pay for in some sense.
Yeah, bad PR, but still a good return. Okay, Brian, good to talk with you. Thanks so much, Brian Barish.